Hi Pep, good to see you again. You come up against a West Ham side that are struggling this season, but have you had to tell the players not to focus on that and to make sure they are prepared for a tough game?
Yeah, of course. We are prepared. So they didn't get enough results, but they drawn lately in Old Trafford, in Brighton away. We know perfectly how difficult they are. They lost at the end with Aston Villa, when it looks like almost unstoppable right now, and but was at the end. Always they have a top-class player, so full respect, but at the same time we are ready.
In 20 meetings against them, you've only lost one game that came in the Carabao Cup on penalties. Does the preparations become difficult at all, knowing you're coming up against a team that you tend to do well against?
It's past is the past. What we have done in the past, good or bad, is the past. So we won't have to do it again.
Yeah. And second in the Premier League, going well in the Champions League, semi-finals of the Carabao Cup. It looks like the players have put the difficulties of last season behind them. But yourself, you look like you're enjoying it more than ever. Is that how you're feeling?
Yeah, but we can do better. I think we had results, but there are a lot of things that we have to do better. So still we are not in the position, in the way we play that we should be. But it helps for the fact that the mentality and the commitment is incredible, and that helps us to be there.
And you mentioned the good vibes at the Club World Cup. Is that something you're still seeing in around the squad as well?
I said before, a month ago, even when the result was not good. So many things are positive, but in the way we play in things, still we are not the level that required to compete to win the titles, but the margin is there to improve it. That is nice.
Yeah. Hi, Pep. Just to check on the injury situation, please. Are any of the players that have been out recently ready to return tomorrow?
No.
So I know that you've indicated it could be a few weeks for Jeremy Doku, but John Stones, Rodri, Oscar Bob, have you any idea when they might be available again?
No. We'll say have a game tomorrow, and after have 5 days before Nottingham, Sunderland, between Nottingham, Sunderland, maybe a few of them, they will start to be back. But for tomorrow, no.
Hi, Pep. Sometimes we know it can take new signings quite a while to adjust to playing in the Premier League. So with that in mind, just how impressed have you been by Ryan Cherky since his arrival?
Well, really good, especially for the age, the personality he has. He's a guy who has played like he was playing in the street. But I want to push him. I will not give too much compliments, so that I'm really satisfied. We're really satisfied because his impact in the final third and goals and assists in every game is quite impressive. And we cannot forget, he's so young and have a right mentality to be better and better and better. But a few things has to improve.
And just can I ask you about Nico as well? I think he started the last 12 games now.
Who?
Nico Gonzalez.
Yeah, we'll have two Nicos, so that's why I had to know.
He started the last 12 games in a row. It's coming up to a year since he arrived at the club. Just how pleased have you been by his development from when he first got here to where he is now?
The position that we are right now, without him, would have not been possible. Without Kova and especially Rodri, we don't have a proper replacement like in that position. That's why he recovered well, is young, and he had a lot, but the same like Ryan, I would say on everyone, have a margin to improve and getting better, especially with the ball, and we are working on it.
Hi, Pep. You have earned the right to decide, I think, when you call time on your period here at Manchester City. You have 18 months on your contract. I just wonder, have you given any thought to whether you will see out the entirety of that contract or whether you may indeed choose to leave in the summer? Where are you in that kind of thought process right now?
Well, the last 3 or 4 years, every time in a certain period ask me about that question. So yeah, sooner or later, I don't know, with 75 or 76, I will quit from Manchester City. But I understand that question when I have an end of a contract, but I have, you said perfectly, 18 months. So I'm so delighted, happy. I was excited with the development of the team and being there. That is only I can say. So, but you know that question happen every single season, at certain point. So, I'm okay. So when I said many times, the club and myself, we are incredible connected, and in terms of the decision what we have to take, and when it's going to happen, it's going to happen.
What considerations do you give in those discussions? Because obviously there are some managers who say, for example, I'm going to leave at the end of this contract in the summer, and that has an adverse effect on performances in the players. You have so much history, so much affection for this club. What considerations do you have to bear all of that in mind alongside your own decision?
It's because the problem is that there are no discussions. End of the subject. There are no discussions.
But they will come at some point.
Yes, yeah. I will not be eternal here, but I said in my second season here, my third season, I will not be forever. Any of us will be forever in this world. So, but it's not discussions. So when it's going to happen, it's going to happen. Of course, the club must be prepared for everything, for the players, for the CEOs, except the owners, that they are here, except they decide to sell the club. That is not, I think, it's going to happen. The rest, you know, the club have to be prepared, but it's not, you know, in that subject, it's not on the table right now.
The City fans will want me to ask if you plan to be here at the start of next season. So, do you plan to be here?
I answered that question the two questions before, so I'm here.
So yes.
So I'm here. What's going to happen, who knows that? Who knows? But even I have 10 years contract or I have 6 months contract. So football changed a lot. So now I'm focusing on West Ham and go a few days with my dad, and that's all. So and come back Nottingham and Sunderland and Chelsea and Brighton and all the stuff that we have ahead of us.
Have a great Christmas. Thank you.
Merry Christmas to you.
Pep, just on Savinho, you've made some comments on his defensive work. Is this some kind of mentality issue, or it's the part of the player that he is? What is?
Listen, when we handle players, this type of talent players that we have in our disposal, or I have in my disposal, and the talent players, there are not the biggest attributes, so to be, because they run a lot. But that is to be a lot, to be 5 meters open, or be a half meter of the opponent. You want to touch the opponent, you have a 2 meters away of the opponent. And the most of the players that we have, we are not the team like required to be there, but not Savinho, for many, many other players. And that's why we push it. But I think that can be improved, but the quality of Savinho for the 1-against-1s and the pace and the other one, that it cannot be teach, cannot be improved. It's natural. But the other one is just to remember that we have to do it. Because when you do that, we run less and we play better. And this is what they are trying to insist and insist every single day.
An old way of looking at this kind of issue is if I run back, I won't have legs to run when I go ahead.
Sorry?
There is an old way of looking at this. If I run back, I won't have the legs to run.
Okay, go to bed earlier. More massage, more food, more drinks. If you cannot go forward, it doesn't matter. First go backwards, and after we see go forwards.